What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. Baby, 2024 Erik Jones late model diecast here in the studio. At least I think it's a 2024. Anyways, this is a very cool exclusive late model diecast from Wave 6 of 2024. And naturally, diecast doesn't stand up on its own. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rotating base out of the studio. And let's hop to the review. Alrighty, folks. Here's a closer look at the packaging design. And honestly, it's the exact same paint scheme on the packaging. You have just the stripe with the blue background. They did a pretty good job with that, with the red and white striping there. I have no idea what series this late model ran in. I don't really follow late model racing, to be honest with you. I love the paint schemes. I love the diecast. That's why I do the reviews. But I'm not sure what series this ran in. I don't know if it's Cars Tour or I don't know. So anyways, you got the number 4 right there, which is kind of a mini throwback to 2014, when Erik Jones drove the number 4 truck for KVM, so that's kind of cool. And it also has like a little bit of a Red Bull Racing font, which is cool. Erik Jones, Wave 6 of 2024. This is a fantastic wave, by the way. You have the Erik Jones late model. Then you have the two partial exclusives, because you can only get this in the 4-pack set in the Gold Series, so it's a partial exclusive. Then you have the Ryan Preece, and then you have the Infinity Lane Riggs truck, which is just incredibly cool. My favorite one in this wave by far. And then you have the Build Submarines Brad Keselowski car, which is a exclusive, surprisingly. So great paint schemes in this wave. I'm going to go ahead and carefully open up the package. I'll be right back. Fellas, here we go. Brand new out of the package. And what a cool retro style livery. You know, very simple. Just a dark bluish paint job with red and white stripes. Very simple, very old school. I like it. So with this being exclusive diecast, naturally there's no window print. You'll have to, swap that out with a Gold Series one if you want that. But it still looks good without it, honestly. Got Vast Racing products there. I'm not really sure what that brand is. I've never heard of them until this late model diecast was made, to be honest with you. And that's the cool thing about some of these NASCAR Authentics exclusives, is literally any paint scheme could be featured in them. Like, who would have thought, 3 or 4 years ago, they'd be making late model diecasts in the Authentics line. It's pretty cool stuff. So you got the Toyota Camry front end, and usually these are based off certain year models of cars. Like we've seen like the 2013 Chevy Cup car. We've seen the Chevrolet Camaro Cup car. And this one looks like it's a 2017 to 2024 style Toyota Camry. They had a very similar headlight and front grille pattern. So you have that. I love how the stripe meets right there with the Toyota badge, and then you kind of have like the arrow pointed headlights. Really sleek design. And these late models, man, they just look cool. They're just really low profile, flat to the racetrack. Very similar to how the Gen 4 era like Michigan cars were, where like the whole front ends were just literally planted on the front of the racetrack, and they just look really cool. Well, left side of the diecast, there's actually a lot of retail space for sponsorship. I'm not really sure. Maybe when this car actually ran, they had more sponsorship, or maybe they just didn't. Someone should sponsor them. That'd be pretty cool. Got Erik Jones right there on the driver window rail. Got number 4, Erik Jones Foundation. Vast Racing Products. You have whatever these two logos are. I love how the stripes are just right there at the bottom side skirt and on the little quarter panel. Just really cool looking stuff. Got your Hoosier tires. Awesome looking stuff, man. If you're a late model diecast fan, we've had so many great paint schemes made, whether it's the Authentics line, whether it's the Gold Series. I'll even show another one of the more recent late model exclusives. Check this out. Sammy Smith in the Sundrop late model. My goodness. These diecasts are so freaking cool. So blessed to be able to get them, man. And they're going to make a great looking stop motion or diecast series if you happen to have one of those. Fantastic stuff. So in the back end of the diecast, they used every bit of retail space on this portion. Got the Toyota Camry logo, which is really weird to see because usually they just say Toyota on the back panel. They don't have, just the Camry or the Toyota badge. So I'm a little bit perplexed by that. Number 4, go to the right side of the diecast. And this is one thing I always find kind of interesting with the late models is they put the exhaust panel on the door panel. I have no earthly idea why they do that. I don't know why. Maybe it's a safety thing. But usually it's in the middle of the right side door number. which I kind of find a little interesting as well. I got a decal little oopsie-doo right here, which isn't too bad. I think you could get this diecast individually. I think, what is it, Vast Racing Products? I think they have an Instagram page, and I think you can buy this diecast individually through there. I'm not 1,000% sure on that. But I think there's 2 ways to get it at the time of this video. Obviously, finding it in the Authentics line, but then you could buy it. It's still in the Authentics packaging, but I think they're selling it on their Instagram as well. So that's kind of cool. Go over here to the deck lid of the card. You have Energy Products right there. So really cool late model diecast. It is exclusive. I don't know how many they're making of it because, like as I mentioned, you could get this one individually. I think through the sponsor. So it's, I guess you could call it kind of a promo diecast, perhaps. Really cool looking stuff. Erik Jones, I feel like people kind of forget about Erik Jones, and I don't think that's right. Like, he's won like 3 major cup races, man. I mean, he's won Darlington twice. I mean, 2 Southern 500 wins is huge in NASCAR. He's won at Daytona. He should have been an Xfinity champion, just statistically speaking. He's a truck champion, right? I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for what he has done in his career. He got ran out of Joe Gibbs Racing, which I don't think was fair at all. And then you look at him now over here. He's at LMC. They're trying to rebuild the team. I mean, they're making great gains, right? But I just feel like one of these years, I feel like people are going to look back at Erik Jones and say, he was actually really freaking good. And he kind of got a bunch of crappy situations kind of landed into his lap. I'm just keeping it real. You could kind of maybe compare it a little bit to Casey Kane in the late 2000s. Like, Petty merged with, what was it, Evernham and some other team. I think it was Yates or something. And he gets forced out of that, has to go to Red Bull Racing. Red Bull Racing, they look amazing, but they're not performing amazing all the time. Then he goes to Hendrick, and he does really good. But then he's the 4th car out, and it's just, it kind of just snowballs from there. So I kind of look at Erik Jones kind of in that Casey Kane transition in like 2009, 2010, 2011. And I still think he could absolutely get it done on the racetrack, man. I think he's very underrated. Put him in a good competitive car, a team that can support him. I mean, look at Kyle Busch. I mean, how many times has Richard Childress Racing given him a dookie car or screwed up a pit stop or something? I feel like Kyle Busch could still do it at the time of this video, but you gotta be able to have the whole team, the pit crew and the race car, and then the driver itself. Enough of me ranting. I don't know why I just want to rant about Erik Jones being very underrated, but I feel like he really is. Like, I feel like he's a lot better than people give him credit for. Like, I feel like if he went and ran full time in the Xfinity right now with a really good team like Junior Motorsports, he'd probably win 5 or 6 races. I'm just saying, I feel like he's a really good driver, and he deserves a shot in great equipment. So that's all for now. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a blessed one. I don't know why my camera's tripping out. That is all good. I was going to show one more diecast here in the studio real quick, if I can find it. There it is. You're going to love this one. Bam! Chase Purdy. Bama Buggies truck. Love this piece. Might be my favorite NASCAR Authentics diecast for 2024. Not sure on it, but it might be. I don't know. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet. Signing off.